Okay. Okay, thank you. Let's begin the Shotsuki Hoyo in just a second. Namandam, 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 namam. Okay, so for our February Shotsuki Hoyo monthly memorial service, I'd like to begin by reading the names of those who've passed away in this month of February. Hiroji Aochi, Shiro Aochi, Arata Akahoshi, Nobuta Akahoshi, Misai Cronin, Fusa Doi, Kiku Fuji, Arata Fujikawa, Masako Fujikawa, Kuni Fujimoto, Yoshiko Fujishima, Junko Jun Fujita, Fudekichi Fukuda, Itaro Harada, Seki Harada, Toshiyuki Jack Harada, Masatoshi Hashimoto, Yoshiko Hashimoto, Akino Hemmi, Satoru Hirai, Fumiko Hiramatsu, Mary Hiramoto, Koyoshi Idehara, Hatsu Igaki, Hisashi Ikeda, Charles Ishizu, Harvey Clay Johnson, Suejiro Kanada, George Kanagaki, Naoichi Kaneshige, Keijiro Kataoka, Masuko Kataoka, Sakai Kataoka, Wes Kawabara, Tad Kawamura, Shuzo Kawaoka, Jin Kido, Rikizo Kido, Sagao Kido, Toshiharu Kimura, Jinpachi Kitagaki, Mieko Kitagaki, Kimi Michelle Clevin, Yutaka Kobori, Jane Koizumi, Thomas Koizumi, Kotaro Komoda, Taka Kono, Tsutai Lachika, Kashichi Matsui, Nobuko Matsui, Saburo Matsui, Shigeru Matsumoto, Toku Matsutani, Lin Mifune, Jisaku Minamoto, Tokio Minamoto, Yukiko Mitsueda, Hatsu Miyamoto, Fujitaro Miyauchi, Shigeko Mizuki, Sam Mizusaki, Sakai Mori, Yukio Mori, Hisa Murakawa, James Murashima, Trang Mai, Shizue Nakai, Nakamura, Kei Nakamura, Masayoshi Nakamura, Rurie Nakamura, Shozo Nakamura, Toki Nakamura, Tei Nakao, Harry Nakaya, Tase Nakayama, Judy Narasaki, Shoji Narasaki, Hisa Natsuhara, Jinpachi Nishimura, Shosuke Nobori, Yae Nobori, Hisai Noda, Amy Noma, Hatsuko Nomura, James Susumu Nomura, Nadine Ohara, Mitsuo Okashima, Fumiko Okawachi, Kazuichi Oseto, Edith Oto, Makoto Otsuka, Jane Sherlander Phillips, Nihachiro Sakaki, Faith Sasaki, Toyohiko Sata, Mitsu Shigaya, Mio Shigemoto, Yoshiharu Shimada, Taizan Shimizu, Hatsumi Shohara, Keiko Soda, George Soga, Frank Takahashi, Hina Takahashi, Tsuruko Takahashi, Raymond Tamori, Yana Tanaka, Tani Family, Jitsuo Tani, Itsuzo Taniguchi, Mitsugi Taniguchi, Edward Tanita, Matsu Terada, Tora Toji, Sakitaro Toyofuku, Same Toyofuku, George Tsuboi, Shizu Tsuboi, Tamotsu Tsuchiya, Teruki Tsuchida, Hikotaro Tsuda, A. Tsujimoto, Fumiya Umemoto, Sachiko Umemoto, Mark Umetani, Kenji Urushibata, Ura Urushibata, Kazuhiko Ueno, Hana Wada, Joe Wakayama, Nobuo Watanabe, Harold Wong, Mary Wong, Kajiko Yamasaki, Kimi Yamashita, Kaheiji Yokomizo, Eiichi Yoshida, Kamehisa Yoshida, Kino Yoshida, Ruby Yoshida, Hikoichi Yoshioka, Kiichi Yoshioka, Kisaku Yoshioka, Nao Yoshioka, Don Jiro Yoshisato, Kimie Yoshiura, Craig Matthew Young, Chosaburo Yuto. Okay, next we will have Sutra chanting. Today we will chant Sanbutsuge, which is on page 22 in the small book and page 79 in the large purple book. And you can chant along or you can think about your loved ones that are being honored during the chanting. Let me make sure this is up and running. Okay. Namanda, 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 namanda. Kogen-gi-gi Ijin Mugok Nyozen-myo Muyotosha Nichigatsumani Shuko-en-yo Kaishitsu onpei Yunyaku jumok Nyonai yogen Chosemunin Shogaku daiyom Koru jippo Kaimon shojin sanmai chie itoku muryo shushoke jintai zennen shobutsu hokkai gujin jin no kugo gaitai mumyo yokunu seson yomu nin no shishi jin toku muryo kukun kodai chie jin myo komyo iso shindo daisen ganga sabutsu zai shoho kado shojin mifuge datsu fuse joi kainin shojin nyoze sanmai chie ijo gosei tokubutsu fugyo shigan isai kuku isadayan keshi ubutsu yakusen okuman muryo daisho shunyo goja kunyo isai shito shobutsu funyo gundo kensho fukyak hinyo goja shobutsu sekai bufu kake mushu setsudo komyo shisho henshi shokok nyoze shojin ijin nanyo ryoga sabutsu kokudo daiichi goshu kimyo dojo chozetsu kokunyo nayo nimu toso gato aimin dodatsu isai jipporai sho shinetsu shoujo ito ga koku keraku anno kobutsu shinmyo zega shinsho hotsugan no hi riki shoyoku jippo sesom chiemuge jonyo shisom chiga shingyo kenyo shinshin shoku dokuchu gagyo shojin ninju fuke namandabu 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 ganni shikudoku byodo seisai dohoten bodaishin ojo an rakok. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. Okay, next let's recite the three treasures. Let's rise if you're able to, and it's on page 3 in the small purple book. The three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Okay, thank you. You may be seated. Well, thank you for joining us for our February Shotsuki monthly memorial and adult Dharma service. One thing that's kind of going through my head, partly you might have noticed things look a little different up here because we sent back a lot of the altar pieces to, they're being sent back to Japan to be, some parts need repair, some need refurbishing. I mentioned that before that one of the big changes is I can't see Reverend Michael from where I'm sitting because the flower's in the way. But one big change, I can really see Amida Buddha now, right, from where I'm sitting. I think before with the Kuden, it's called, the kind of palace that he's in, you can't see from all angles. So one interesting thing is that our Amida statue, which we thought we were going to put away, but we realized it's better to have the statue safer for the statue's sake. And so that's one thing that I think is really neat. I think it looks really, really nice. A lot of effort put in by Reverend Michael and PCO boys and various other people over the past. They'll be acknowledged in the Bushin. And so it's really nice to be able to see Buddha like this. Also thinking, I've been in this, another thing that left is the base underneath Amida Buddha. It's called the Shumidan. Dan is like a platform. Shumi is Mount Sumeru. It's this mountain in Buddhist cosmology that our world is thought to rest on. And Amida Buddha's palace, the Kuden, rests on Shumidan also. And it has nice, it's really beautiful, black and red, and it had Shishi, the lion dog, like on the top of the incense burner. And I remember almost 30 years ago, my internship here, sitting in not the seat I sit in now, but the seat closer to Shinran. And as we were chanting, or as I'm listening to the Dharma talk, I would look at the Shumidan, right? And that was during the time of Reverend Seigen Yamaoka, right? And so kind of thinking about Yamaoka sensei too, right? And it's not his Shotsuki this month, and yet the connections that I have with the temple, and we can think about connections with our loved ones, whether it's family or teachers or friends, whatever, right? That's part of what the Shotsuki is about. For Shotsuki Hoyo, right, this monthly memorial service, reading out the list of names, I printed it. I didn't print it out. I don't print it out anymore. I take the Word file, and what I learned I have to do is make a PDF. Because the Word file, all the names have red lines under them because they're misspelled, because they're not words, right? And it's hard to see if it's a Y or something. And so I make a PDF, and I make it bigger too. I make the writing bigger so I can see it on the screen as I'm going. And I remember when I made it this morning, I was like, weird, February I would think would be a long list, but it's not too long this. And then as I'm reading, I'm going, right? There's a lot of names on the list this month, huh? And some, a lot of the people I don't know, some of the people I did know. There were one or two in there that I was like, oh wow, like just kind of brought into my mind and made me think about them. I read this list every year, but I feel like the way I felt about a couple of the names were different, right? That something touched me this time. And so I know for each of you, if you're here for Shotsuki, you hear the name of one of the people on the list, and they're in our book, that it brings thoughts to mind, makes you think back, makes you think maybe, and for each one of you it's different. Even for the same person, the same name, each one of you, if you're all the same family, you'll have a different thought. Because you have your own experiences, right? You have your own memories. You're where you are now in your life. Right? And who knows what it's going to bring out, right? Who knows what thoughts are going to come out. And yet, to also think, whoa, they're part of who I am, right? That this really, really deep interconnectedness in Buddhism, right? And that it's less about me, and more about, oh, me and them, right? So like in my example, myself, the reader and the writer. For you, you and parent or grandparent or sibling or whatever your relationship is with the people whose names were read, right? And so I think that that's one of the great things about the Shotsuki Memorial, is it gives us this opportunity to think about them, but it's thinking about them and yourself, thinking about different times in your life, right? But also realizing, wow, that they're really part of who you are. Some of you weren't here in the first service, and I just kind of pointed out, like for example, who am I? I'm Harry. But right now I'm Reverend Harry because I'm dressed up in my robes performing the Shotsuki Memorial for February. But in April, going up to Portland to visit my aunt and my cousin. So when I think about them, I'm also nephew. I don't think of myself as a nephew that much, but I am. I'm a nephew. I'm a cousin because of my aunts and uncle. Right? Because of my cousins, I'm a cousin. I'm a nephew. Right? So that's what I like about thinking this way, right? And thinking about these relationships that I think we're normally just used to thinking, I'm me, end of story, that's who's important, it's all about me, that's it. Buddhism asks us, yeah, I'm me, but who I am is because of so many others. Right? And it takes maybe the focus away from me and puts me instead in the mix with all these different people, all these different relationships. Maybe I find, so I was kind of thinking, where like that excitement and emotionality and when I was reading the paper, where does that come from? I can't put it to my parents. I don't really think of my father or my mother really being like that, but sometimes I find stuff, right? Some way that I react to something or that I get upset and I'm like, oh, my mom was like that. And I just kind of absorbed it and it pops out. And usually I'm not thinking of my mom when I'm getting upset or whatever, or saying something mean. But when I realized, oh, my mom would do that. And it's popping out of me, right? It's me, but it's also from her. Right? It used to upset me. But now I just, or like my dad too, and now it doesn't upset me so much. And instead, because my parents passed away over 20 years ago now. So when I think about them, I'm like, oh, right? I think about them, and even though it might be something like me getting mad, thinking, just having them pop into my mind makes me feel warm. Right? Sometimes I dream about them. I haven't seen them in over 20 years. Right? And sometimes I have a dream, and I know, even though I don't see my dad, I know he's there in the dream. Right? And afterwards, I just feel so fortunate. Right? And it brings him to mind, and I think about him, and it makes me think about how fortunate I am to be here now and who I am, right? And to think about how much I received from him or from my mom or, countless other people. So, like I said, I was here in 1999, 2000 about, doing my internship here with Reverend Yamaoka, and that was, I wasn't Buddhist until I was about 25, about 5 years before that. Right? So I didn't know anything about these services. I didn't know memorials, but I've learned, I think, right? For me, this is one of the things I've learned. Really wonderful opportunity. It might still bring some pain, right? Hearing their name might bring sadness, right? We may feel loss. That's okay too, right? Of course. Right? Of course, to lose a loved one, we feel loss, and yet, I hope that it doesn't stop there, and that's why we do it again year after year after year in the special services, first year, third year, seventh year. I did a 50th year memorial a couple weeks ago, right? Just even though I never met the person, some of the people not there, and yet that person still had an impact, right? And so these memorials are really, really precious opportunity to think about our loved ones, and I'm really glad that you're able to come here to the Buddhist Church of Oakland in the presence of Amida Buddha, chanting the sutras, listening to the Dharma, and I hope throughout the rest of the day, think about them, share stories, right? And keep them in mind, keep them in our hearts. So let's conclude with Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay. Should we sing Ondokusan II? It's on page 76 in the small purple book and page 220 in the big purple book. And let's just do it a cappella, if that's okay. And you can stay seated. Okay, ready, go. Nyorai dai no ondoku wa miyoko ni shite mo hozu beshi shishu chishiki no ondoku mo hone o kudakite mo shasu beshi. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.